Good Wednesday morning, everyone. This is Living Freestyle Game Dev. We do this twice a week, Sunday nights and Wednesday mornings. Basically, we work this like office hours. I hang out, answer questions if there are any. If there aren't any, we're working on our own game. Quick background, I worked in film for a long time. I work in game now. I'm fortunate enough to do this every day, but I don't get to do a lot of the cool things. There's so many cool things. You can't do them all at work. And so this is a chance for me to stumble through the cool things that I like learning anyways. And right now, in general, lately, we've been working a lot on AI and ability trees and the gameplay ability system, which is a beast. We're working in Unreal 5. We're having fun. We're making some progress. We made some progress last time. I took a quick look through. I don't see any, there weren't any questions that we didn't get to, so that's all cool. For those that hop in, thanks for hopping in. And we try to make sure questions take priority. There's a little bit of delay between the chat, so if for some reason I don't answer the question right away, that's probably what's going on. So with that, let's hop back into our game since we don't have any questions to start with and see if we can't figure out what's going on and what the plan is for today. To be honest, I have not had a chance to do any new work since the last time we were in. So let's see if we can't pick up the pieces of where we were. We were working on kind of red versus blue. Oh, that just crashed. Oh, maybe it just hit a breakpoint. Okay, so these. All right. Oh, that's right. So we were at a point where they were beelining to each other to fight, which was great, because they didn't seem so dumb as melee champs. Okay, cool. And I think had we taken away? Yeah, we had taken away all of their guns. Ah, I knew what we were going to do. Now that I see this. Okay, so we're keeping our melee champs the same, and right now they're both running away from each other because they're both. This is an interesting state that we probably want to work on a little bit. They're both kind of running away from each other because both of them have no health, and interestingly enough, they're not. Let's see where they are in the ability tree, because the other interesting thing about this is they're not using their fireballs, which is interesting. I would have expected them to at least use their fireballs, or the. Oh wait, they don't have fireballs. They don't have fireballs because they all have melee. That's why they can't do that. Okay, that's fine. That makes a lot more sense. Enemy ability tree. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, they're both in flight mode, so they're still running away from each other. Although, yeah, they're both still running away from each other. And so in flight mode, did it clear? We're running our gates, we're finding cover, we're setting our move to. Oh, this is our precise move. We're not using precise move. That's for when we're looking for things. All right, and then over here is where we're doing our skill. But what's happening is they're going to do the melee skill, and they don't have one. So these two will probably never kill each other. I mean, it's not ideal, but I don't, it's also not totally unreasonable. Okay, but that's not what we're gonna work on today. The player controller is not a valid local place, so it can't focus the widget. Who's trying to focus the player controller? And how come you didn't tell me which? So it can't focus the widget. You know what? I'm wondering if it's not worthwhile to do a quick search for player controller. Actually, let's not get distracted here. Let's do this. Problem is, when these two go to beat up on each other, you'll notice that the plasma does not get absorbed. And so the guy just keeps running away. I don't know if he's gonna be able to catch him. See, it just sits there. So what we had talked about last time is we wanted to fix this so that if somebody does actually get killed by a melee attack, that it actually is setting the right values so that the plasma will get absorbed and not lost forever. So let's take a look at that. I think it is bullets works properly, so we're going to take a look at that as a reference. And bullets inherits from the ability projectile base. So in our hit component, this is where what's happening is we're setting our instigator. My guess is in melee we are not doing this. We probably aren't even setting the hit direction either. Nope, can't spell. These are all melees. Great. Alright, the gameplay ability melee attack. Okay, and the melee attack inherits from skill base. Oh, interesting. So it's entirely possible that our fireballs also don't properly set. So we're gonna report damage. Instigator and target are right here. Hold on, what was our projectile doing? So the projectile comes in when the component hit sphere happens. It does a whole bunch of stuff. Cast it to base character. Does the hit flash. That's interesting. I don't like the hit flash here. We're gonna have to rethink that, but we'll get to that in a second. And then it sets the hit direction in the hit component for the character and the instigator. Whereas in our skill base, what happens is we come here, we're committing the ability, we're doing the deal, la-di-da-di-da, then we report our damage. This is an AI sense damage. That's interesting. And then we're going to end the ability. I believe the montage to play the target. I think what we want is we want the target damage base. That's going to be our damage base and report damage. This should just take us to code. It does. So that's not it. Alright, so let's get the target and we're going to cast this to ALS base character. Sure. And then what we're going to do with this is we're going to get the hit component and we're going to, let's just set the instigator. We're going to set the instigator and we're going to set the instigator to the instigator. Makes sense. That helps us. Alright, and then once we've done that, we're going to go about our previous business of applying the gameplay effect, etc. And if it fails, we'll just do that too. Why would this fail? This would fail if we weren't shooting a character. This would fail if we were shooting like a destructible object or a chest or anything like that. So let's see if we can get one of our two genius melee people to kill each other. Red has the advantage. Let's see if he can catch him. There we go. Bingo. Okay, did you see that? Oh, that worked. Cool. Okay, so now they should be absorbing all of the plasma. So now that I think he got 2 probably. It's interesting. They're both in runaway mode now. they're never gonna get each other. I wonder if it's worth having them not only be concerned about their own health, but their target health. Because as a player, if I'm fighting somebody and they have a lot more health relative to me, I would change my strategy. But if we have the same health, I feel like we have equal chances of getting each other. So why wouldn't I go in on that case? And so maybe we want our enemies to think that same way. We'll have to see, because you know, that might be fun to implement. Let's do that. We'll just do that on the fly. So for a couple things, I do want to get rid of all of these spheres that are printing, and they are printing in the update current attack position. Let's see if we have draw, debug in here. We've got a couple spheres. That's one. This is another one. We haven't seen that one in a while, because that was hot pink. We haven't seen this one in a while either. Where does this go to? Oh, that just finishes. Okay, cool. Compile and save that. So let's just run this again. Make sure we got rid of all of our spheres. What? Which one are we missing? Maybe there's one in strategize? Oh, this is the moving target one, that's why. I forgot we did that. Totally forgot about that one. And player camera manager, these should not be connected. Oh, that's if the debug shapes are on. Okay, so we're not worried about that. Okay, cool. So that dude wins. And now red has, you know, significant advantage. He collects his 2 plasma and moves about. Now these two are even. So they're both running away from each other. This is the state. Although it looks like blue's still fighting. Does blue have more health? Oh, it's interesting. Oh, I know why. This is why. Blue's in berserker mode. You can tell because he's flashing pink. So he's eventually going to win. So he's actually not a good test case. So, but he is working the way he wants. The other thing is, you're a little bit too far apart. Oh my gosh, there's so much to do to make this feel good. I'm wondering, when they get like this, I'm wondering if we can't move them within range. Because clearly they're not getting close enough to each other for this to hit. So I think, yeah, there's so many things to do. So the update current attack position that's for here. All right. We're getting a random point in reachable radius. It's based on the ring and the ring radius. However, the ring radius is probably too big. So the ring radius is 150. And our enemy character's arm length is how big? Is that something that we can measure? What happened to my viewport? Window. Default editor layout. Oh no. Okay. We're okay, we didn't crash. That was kind of scary though. All right, we got our viewport back. All right, if we create a cube. No. Add cube. This cube is 1 meter long, I believe. It's a 1 meter cube. Scale, collision. I think that makes sense because from the foot, from the feet, this dude is about, okay, yeah, that's about right. So this is 1 meter. So here's the problem. Our arm length is less than 100. Our ring radius for our melee attacks is 150. Let's try something. Let's just try something for fun. See if it works. So when we come up with our attack positions, this is the moving target one. Yeah. Compile and save this guy. All right. Our ring radius, what I would like to do is clean this up a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna come through. This is where we go through and we calculate all of our ring stuff. And then once we finish, we're going to set our local ring index. And then what I want to do is, I think if I'm gonna put a branch in here, and this is false, we're gonna do this. And if it's true, we're gonna do something else. So if this ring index equals 0, if that's true, let's set our ring radius to 100. This is a kind of a hard-coded way of doing this. And we're going to, no. This doesn't come in there, the white arrow. Okay, so what that should do is our characters should be a little closer together for well, I mean, they spawn right next to each other. That's a pretty bummer of a test. Okay, I feel like they're standing much closer together now. I think that's working. Let's see if we ever get that situation where they're just too far apart to hit each other. Alright, the reason the red dude's still fighting, even though they have low health, is red dude is berserker. Now, what's interesting though is he's never changing to running. He does eventually get him, but he never changed to running. There we go. Okay, this is feeling better. This is feeling better. They both went berserker. Okay, now we're both in runaway. This is the mode that I think that maybe we want to check. This might be easy. This might be easy. It might not be, but let's just see what we can find. So inside of our behavior tree, what decides whether or not we're going to fight is, you know, obviously whether we have line of sight or anything like that. But we have this whether or not we're healthy decorator, right? So let's take a look at is health. That is left. Is healthy. Alright, when we look at is healthy, what's happening in here? Nothing, because we can't click. We're going to check the AI. We're going to cast that to the base character BP. We're going to get the health, and we're going to check to see if it's greater than a half. Seems generous. We have to be pretty healthy to... Apparently our enemies need to be pretty healthy to feel confident to attack. I think we could pretty easier, bleh. I think we could pretty easily add in here a check. So with our controller, if we cast this to, if we cast this to enemy AI, okay. So we're going to do this check. But we also want to do another check. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. Nope, no. We're going to come in here. I really, this just gets so messy with all these extra things in here. Let's promote this to variable. Promote this to variable. And then let's just set these. Oh, they already dropped them in for me, thank you. So let's just set this and then set this. It'd be nice if these kind of predefined variables were already variables so you didn't have to make new ones. So then we're going to check, this checks the controlled pawn. Okay, so this is going to check this. And we're also going to check to see if it's valid. And then we're going to set those, and then this one we're going to check the owner controller. We're just cleaning up our, yikes. Just cleaning up our stuff. Cool. This will make this a lot cleaner. Can we get them all aligned? I don't know if we can. Alright, let's see what the magic order is. This one, this one, this one. Nope. This one, this one, this one. Nope. These two, this one. This one, these two. Nope. Alright. I'm just gonna have to accept my fate that this is not going to be a straight line. I should get that plugin that Shadow mentioned the last time Shadow was here. Alright, so we're going to go through and make sure the player pawn is valid. Alright, so if the pawn is valid, then we're going to come through here, we're going to check the controller, we're going to cast it to the base character, and then if it's successful, well, actually, if it's not successful, we should return false. I think that's pretty reasonable. Okay, if it is valid, what we're going to do is we're going to get the target I'm sorry, if the enemy AI, if it is an enemy AI, we're going to get the blackboard. Interesting. What is that blackboard? Blackboard. Get blackboard. What's the difference between these two? Read the value of the variable blackboard. Oh, okay. So we'll get the blackboard. Then we're going to get value as object. And then we're going to make a literal here. And we're going to get the target actor. Target actor. And then let's cast that to an ALS base character. And then what we're going to do with that, well, so first off, if this fails, we can just pop down here. So if we're a character and we are not an enemy, which is weird, we're going to return based on the health. That's interesting though, because I have talked about this where it would be cool to potentially use this logic for our hero character as well. And if that's the case, then we don't really, we just want to check the target whether we're hero or not. But for now, let's just say that's the thing. So if we are an enemy, which should be most of the time, what we're going to do is we're going to get the target actor. If the target actor cast to AOS is successful, can we get the health? Can we spell? Ooh, we can get the health. Look at that. We can get the health. Max health, divide. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the health and the max health. We'll divide those out. And what we want to know is this percentage? This is a percentage-based comparison. We could do percentage or we could do value. I could see arguments for either one. The percentage one would be weird in the sense that if you had a giant tank who was like, oh, I have a quarter of my health left and I'm fighting against a squishy and they only have a quarter of their health left, but the tank doesn't go in, might feel kind of bad. So maybe what we do is we don't do this percentage base for now. Let's just do this as a flat out comparison. And what we're going to do that is we're going to take this health here. We're going to use it in two places. So if our health is greater, so if this health is greater than this dude's health, we are going to say, we're gonna fight. Let's fight. Okay. So if this is true, we're going to return. Actually, I think we can just connect this straight in. We don't even need the boolean or the branch. So if it's greater, we're gonna fight. If it's not, we're gonna falsify out. And so if this cast succeeds, that's great. If we cast the target, if this target cast fails, then what I want to do is I want to come down here. I believe that is still true. Okay. So what this should do is this should basically allow enemies that are of same health to continue to fight each other. I think that makes sense. So let's give this a shot. See if we can get that situation again where they're both the same health and they used to run away from each other. This is gonna take a minute to try out. Oh. Wait, how did you guys not see each other? Oh, dude. Okay, we broke something. We broke something because they're not fighting. So let's put a breakpoint on this and see where we're dying. Okay, so we come in here. We're getting our controllers. I'm assuming everything's valid. Okay, so our target actor. I'm waiting for this to come up. The new Unreal Engine 5 debugging thing takes forever to show up. That's the keyboard. Well, wait, that's valued. Why isn't this printing any? Why can't I see this? Interesting. Also, is our music a little loud this morning? Try that. Where's that showing on our levels? It's alright. Okay. I don't understand. Okay, so for some reason... Oh my gosh, so many enemies. Alright, let's just... Alright. The breakpoint's not working. Good old-fashioned print string debugging. Kills some of my friends at work. They just shake their heads at me. It's alright. Alright, so we're going to print our health when we do this. Wait, no. We're printing the health of the target here. So let's make this red. So this is our target. And then let's also print the health of ourselves in this situation. Print string. And we're going to print our health as green. Okay. So let's just see what we're getting. 300. Oh, dude. I know what this is. Super genius mode right here. I'm doing a greater than. And it's not greater than what we want. We want greater than or equal to. So if our current health is greater than or equal to, so let's do greater or equal. Also, really what we want is we only want to do this when the health is, oh, interesting. So if it's greater than or equal to, and this part is true. So, and this part is true. Then we're gonna do, oh, we do want our branch. We need our branch. Here's why. Because if it's not, I don't want it to quit out. What I want it to do is I want it to do this return. So if all of this is true, we're going to return true. Otherwise, we're going to return what this is. And technically, we could just connect this in, that would work. Because it has to be true at that point, but let's just compile and save. Let's see if our enemies can actually fight now. Yes. Okay, cool. Alright, so one went berserker. One's berserker, one's not. Okay. This dude's berserker, so it's not a good test case. They're gonna fight to the death. To the pain. Okay. Trying to get closer. Okay, that guy's run away. That guy's dead. Okay. What? How was that a hit? A hitbox on that is messed up. This may take a little while. Okay, they're even. Look, so now they're even. They should still fight though, but they're not. Are they? Why are they not fighting? Okay, this is enemy 5 and enemy 6. What is happening in that decision? Okay, hold on a second. BTC is healthy for enemy. Why are there so many in here? It's so hard to read. Let's put a breakpoint here. Still 5 and 6. I want to know why this is not true. What? understand why my debug isn't showing up either. Excuse me. So if our target health, if our health is greater than or equal to our target health, and our health, oh gosh, it's not. Okay, I messed this up again. We need the not of this. Not equal, the not, the actual not. Not Boolean. Because this condition would have never been true simply because it was only checking to see, yeah, if it was basically saying, is our health greater than 50%, and is our health equal? But they've already gotten down to the quarter chunk, so that's not true. That will never be true. So we need to be, are we not under the threshold, or are we not above the threshold actually? And is our health equal? We'll still fight. So let's try this again. Where's our enemies? Here we go. One went berserker. One died. All right, this is making this very hard to see. Let's try this. Even health. Ooh, they're still fighting. I think we got it. I think we got it. Let's even the playing field here. Oh, dude, now I got the ultimate test. Okay, so this new dude that comes in, wherever he comes from, let's go 2 shots. Let's go 1 shot. 1, 2, 2. They're still fighting. Resume. Yeah, they're still fighting. Okay, that totally works. I think that feels good. See, now he starts running away because he realizes the target has more health than him, which is cool. So I feel like that feels good. There's an interesting world where if we just let this run, all of that plasma, actually, can I take all that plasma? Yes, I can. All that like if I let this run overnight, this would have like infinite number of plasma particles spawning and getting absorbed. So we'll probably have to put a cap on that at some point. But that's okay. Overall, this is working, which is pretty cool. So this feels way better. All right, now something that's driving me nuts. Let's do this. Let's go into our enemy AI. This is all right. I know we're supposed to be in prototype mode. I know we're not supposed to be caring about visuals or anything like that. But every now and then, there's you gotta have some fun with this stuff too. And the thing that's driving me nuts is the plasma particles. So I'd like to make those less painful to watch right now. So let's do that. Let's have a little bit of art fun. So compile and save. We'll save this out. And let's save this. We're making sure all of this is saved. And then to kind of facilitate this, what we're going to do is we're going to take our enemy AI and we're going to reconnect our weapon percentages. And it's going to be random. You're going to have it looks like a 1 in 3 chance of getting weapons. So when we watch this happen, what we should see is Oh, that's awesome. So that was a total loss of plasma. They just died. This dude has a gun, that dude doesn't. So now he's gonna run away. Now watch this plasma ball when he takes a shot. Oh, he missed. Oh, he's got his rifle out. See how it like becomes this, the tail doesn't work, the trail. I'd like to fix that. I also want to fix it so that this dude will take a shot if he's in range wherever he is. So let's just do some plasma work real quick, just for fun. Plasma. This is also, interestingly enough, this was actually set up in Cascade. I didn't even realize Cascade was still in Unreal Engine 5. OP, is it op or OP? Good morning, thanks for hopping in again. Okay, so in order to visualize this, we're gonna put this plasma in motion. And what's happening is there's a couple things that are happening. You can kind of see the smoke is actually spawning and stopping, spawning and stopping, spawning and stopping. So it's on the wrong cycle. That's interesting. Let's take a look at our motion radius and make it, let's double, let's go 300. So this is gonna go faster now. And then I also want to see, I thought there was a way to change the background of the viewport in the whatchamacallit? What is this thing called? Yeah, in the Cascade, but I'm not gonna stress too much. Let's make this even bigger. Let's go 800. Let's double this again. So what's happening is our tail is good, but our smoke, it's super hard to see. Background color, here we go. Let's go. Can't see it on that. Let's say, there we go. Now we can kind of see. We can kind of see our smoke trail is puffing and stopping, puffing and stopping. And so that makes it look like it's just not fun. So flames are not being used, embers is not being used, smoke. If we turn smoke off, you'll see that it's off. So we'll turn smoke back on. So what's happening here is our spawn rate is a float constant of 16. Our lifetime shouldn't be affecting us. And we have an emitter duration of 1. Let's see here. Lifetime of oh, interesting. I see what's happening. It's not actually that we're not spawning. Okay, it's less of what I thought it was, and more of what's happening is the smoke is darkening over time. So where's our size by life? Is life multipliers. 1. Let's make this a little bigger. This will make it easier to see. Okay. There is still some kind of stopping and starting that's happening there because I don't want to see these break. So I thought that was being the spawn. Spawn rate. Constant. Okay, that's just more of it. Emitter. Where's our duration? Emitter duration. Emitter loops. So it only does 1. Okay, so this is continually looping. Oh, there's a delay on the emitter, that's why. There we go. Okay, so what was happening was the emitter delay was causing it to to do its thing, which made it make it look like it was breaking. All right, now this is a little bit nuts. So I think this is gonna be pretty visually a lot. So let's just cut all this in half. Okay, and then also I want to change our size by life a little bit. I know this seems weird. Actually, let's change our color over life a little bit. Color over life distribution is a constant curve with 2 points. We're going from 0.6. Is our alpha over life changing too? It is. So we got 0. We're going from 0 at 0.25 to 0.6 at 0.25, from 7.29 and 1 is 0. We change this to 1. Okay, we get those. Yeah, we do want those. Okay, and then color over life. What are you working on this morning, OPOP? Oops, clicked on the wrong thing. Out value 0.515. 0.515. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so now when we look at this, hopefully our plasma is a little less distracting and doesn't do that breaking apart thing that it was doing. So let's just see. This dude's gonna get shot one more time and he's gonna run away. So he runs away. Whoa. Okay, it's even more distracting. Good job, us. That's so awesome. Take the shot. There you go. Oh, he tried his melee attack. Okay, that is crazy. Did you see that? There's something else going on with our... Wow. It's based on the distance the particle has to travel. That's interesting. Initial size. We definitely want to cut this down. Size scale. Let's go half scale. Take a shot. I don't like the way the blues are moving after they take a shot. He doesn't need to move. Alright, that's a little bit better. I think we need to emit more because we're not getting smooth trails. Okay. That one was weird. Like, why is it that that one is like so broken? This is why you shouldn't do visuals when you're in prototype, because you can get really distracted. But I think this is an important thing. I want to be able to see the stuff. It would be fine if it was just a line, but it's very distracting that it's all broken up. Like, I don't even know what happened there. Don't go closer. Wow. Okay. Let's spawn constant. Let's try doubling that. And then let's separate these out a little bit more. Like, I only saw like 4 dots in that whole arc. I don't even know where the plasma was coming from. And I'm not even sure. Maybe because on tick. Oh, interesting. I have an idea of why that's happening. See, I don't know why red's moving right now. Okay, so let's take a look at this. I believe, okay, I have an idea. Where's the plasma? Let's browse to the plasma. Let's find the references in our reference viewer. And then in here, this is being used by the plasma item bpre. So let's edit this dude. And then in here, when we're starting, we're getting the actor location. We're getting the destination. There's a delay. And during that delay, we set the simulate physics. And it does this whole timeline thing. And then it's gonna lerp there. And then we're gonna finish the collection. Okay, so let's see if we can clean this up a little bit, or just try a different version of this. So one, if we skip the delay, how much of a difference does that make? Because then it's gonna just pop straight up. One more shot, red. Oh, he went berserker. Couldn't even make out what was happening there. Okay, I don't mind missing the delay so far. Okay, I'm okay with that. The delay, what the delay does is it allows you to get the read on the plasma popping up in space before it goes. So you can kind of get a good read of where it's coming from. Like I said, I don't mind missing that. What's interesting to me though is over time, as it goes through that arc, for some reason we're not getting, all of a sudden it just stops emitting. So either our plasma BP is traveling too fast, or our particle is limited in the number of things that it can do. I have another idea. Let's go back to this. And this initial actor, here's a timeline. This is interesting. Fade and vertical. Our timeline happens over 1 second. Interesting. Our timeline happens over 1 second. And what is happening to our timeline? Our vertical amount is getting used to multiply by the z direction. That's what gives it its arc through space. So as you can see here, this vertical aspect is what gives it its arc upward. Makes sense. And we're adding that to the initial location and our destination. And so that's what gives us our arc through space of how our, plasma is traveling, which is kind of fun. Then we're going through our travel to actor. And we're basically, as we're lerping that, we're setting the location and the distance vector. What does this do? Oh, if our distance is less than 0.5, then we finish the collection. Oh, interesting. But how long does this happen for? This lerp is based on the alpha. Oh, interesting. So if we come to our timeline and we set this to be 2 seconds, and this is 2 seconds. Oh, actually, this will be fun to watch. So we should get a big arc in the beginning, and then it should go straight at the end. Shoot him. See, why did they both just move? And they shot and they moved again. Yeah, so we had that upward thing. you could see it. It goes up at the beginning and then goes straight towards the end. So that is working. What isn't working is there's something weird about you know what? Maybe it's our lerp. Okay, so I'm gonna do something a little bit weird here. And what I'm going to do is I want to draw a debug sphere here. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to see. My guess is that we're not getting enough points along the line to get a smooth interpretation. And as a result of that, our plasma is just skipping through space. Let's make it a nice bright hot pink so we don't miss it. And if that's the case, that's not going to surprise me. Oh, interesting. That's hilarious. Okay, our bullets are hitting each other. I mean, that's not an unreasonable interpretation. You saw those pink spheres. Okay, that's not the problem. Something else is happening. I don't know what it is. I mean, that looks smooth and it's happening. So you can see that's happening. And then if we go back to our timelines just for fun, and we set this back to 1, that we should see it should, oh, wait, what? Oh, look at that. This doesn't matter. Turns out this doesn't matter. Because our overall timeline length is 5. So let's go 2.5. Let's cut it in half. Much faster. Okay, so that's much faster. Let's get rid of that sphere. It doesn't seem like our points that we're interpolating are that bad. I do want to do this. I'm going to draw one more debug sphere. I want to know how close 0.5 is that it actually does the collection, which should be this location. And we'll do a radius of 50, just because I want to visualize this. Okay, so we should not have our overall trail. We should only get our sphere when we're within 0.5. Yeah, I mean, it's like right on top of the dude. I mean, that's not unreasonable. You see what's happening here? This is wild. The projectiles are hitting themselves. They're both shooting bullets at the exact same level. And as a result of that, the projectiles are hitting each other and dying. It's kind of hilarious, actually. So that looked fine. Take the shot, Blue. See, why are you moving? There's gotta be some kind of delay that's happening in that particle. So if we look at this, and we restart. get it. I don't see anything in here that makes me think that there's a delay in there. We have fully digressed into visual land, which is obviously not ideal. This is fine, but it's also fun sometimes. So I want to put this delay back in here. Easiest way to do that is like this. And this should help break up the individual particles again. And I'm thinking there's a couple of things we're going to need to do. Oh, they're both melee. We haven't seen that in a while. Come on, dude. Get a little closer. You got this. You can get him. Alright, can't get him. I'm just gonna start it again. Alright, 1, 2. What in the heck is going on there? Is it a material thing? We're just not seeing it? Does it matter which side we're on? No, it almost looks like it's like colliding with something. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so if we restart this. Wait, where'd it go? View. View grid. Okay. Now we got it. Seems normal. Let's just turn the smoke off. We turn the smoke off and we play. Okay. What is that? Dude, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, did you see that? That looked like a completely different particle. Like, what is that? We don't even have smoke anymore. Those look normal. Like, what is that? What particle is that? That's not this one. Okay. What other particles do we have in this game? We just don't have a whole lot of hit head, Geo character, plasma particle. Reference viewer. This is used by the plasma item. Browse to asset. The plasma item is the only one we have in the game. So if that's the case, where are What does that mean? Yeah, we're gonna delete that. Did we somehow set our LOD level? In some weird way that I didn't know about? Interesting. Okay, so right now there should be no smoke. We just have embers. Actually, let's just go to a ball. If we see smoke in this at all, I'm gonna be like, what is going on? I'm already like, what is going on? Take the shot, Red. Why are you moving? Okay, we don't have it. Cool. Alright, that's fine. We're gonna leave it at that. Because one, we got way more distracted with art fun than I wanted to. I think what I want to do is I want to take a look at why the red moves after he has a successful shot. Or any character for that matter. So what's happening is right now they're moving, and they're moving to based on... Oh. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing this update last known from Target? I don't think we want to do that. So let's try that. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of this. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, dude is moving. Why is he moving? Okay, so all right, this is what we're gonna work on next time, from an AI standpoint. This blue is gonna shoot and then he's gonna move. Somebody, somewhere, is updating our move to location. And my guess is it's probably up here in the strategized area. So we need to take a look at why the move to is getting updated for our ranged characters, because by doing that, what it's causing is causing our character to move within that. Now there's a couple things we could do here. What we could do is not have a move in our ranged attack, right? The range attack is just range attack. I think it kind of makes sense that we wouldn't be moving within the range attack. Let's just see what happens if we do that. I know we're over time, but we're having fun. Okay, so let's see here. If like, why do we have this move too? I want to remove that. So now they're just gonna sit and shoot at each other. But they can't hit this is awesome. They can't actually hit each other because the projectiles are perfectly timed to... This is awesome. We should probably fix this. Okay, let's start again. One problem at a time, man. We have so many problems. Alright, so what's happening there is, again, the bullets are... There we go. The bullets are hitting each other. Alright, he's done. Oh, but he doesn't do any move at all. Alright. I know what we're doing next time. Alright, let's just talk a little bit about what we're gonna do next time as we wrap up. So what we're gonna do next time is, as you saw, we have two kind of fun issues. All right, one is bullets and projectiles hitting each other, where when the enemies are in the exact same sync, they basically collide and then never hit the enemies, and so you can basically get that state we saw where the enemies are just shooting each other. So that's one thing. Now, Interestingly enough, I'm not going to fix that by making it so the projectiles can't hit each other. I think there's something cool about the idea that you are such a good shot, and in the real world, bullets can actually hit each other and stop each other, which is kind of cool. Or a fireball could potentially stop a bullet and things like that. It's just something that I'm not going to solve by having them not collide. I think what we're going to do though is we're going to add in a little bit of drift. A little bit of drift to our enemy's ability to shoot, because ultimately what I want to do is I want the enemies to not be such perfect shots. And the same way that, you know, humans aren't perfect shots. And so what we'll do is we'll add in a little bit of drift that is, you know, based on breathing or whatever it is. And then what we can do is as our enemies level up, we'll reduce that drift. So that's one thing that I'd like to do. The other thing that we need to fix is this whole when they're moving as a ranged player. Like they should not be, they shouldn't just stand in one place and turret. And the other part of that too is we need to fix when our characters die, so that as they're dying, we're not still just shooting at where they had died. There's a whole lot of time they're spending on the ground and our enemies are still shooting each other. That just looks weird. And I also just saw another one of those particle emissions that I don't understand. So we'll try to track that down too. We'll see how much of that we get between now and next time, and how much of that we do together in our next one, which is Sunday night, 10:15 Pacific time. OP, I hope you have a great day. And for anybody else, if you have questions for next time or anything you want to throw in, just throw those in the chat or in the comments, and we will try to get to those questions on the next one. Sweet, thanks for hopping in.